Hello everyone, class 8th. Good morning all. Today we will start chapter number 4, metals and non-metals. Okay, in your previous class you have learnt about each element has unique composition. Different elements have different properties. Due to their properties, elements can be used for various purposes. Okay. So we will divide this chapter in two segments basically. In one segment we will study about metals and their properties, physical as well as chemical properties. In next segment we will discuss about the non-metals and similarly their properties, chemical as well as physicals. Okay, you can see some of the picture or objects are shown. A crown is shown over there, a ring is shown over there, a foil paper is shown over there, and a pencil is shown over there. Okay, what is this crown made up of? ये किस चीज का बना हुआ है? Why is the ring shining? Ring इतनी चमक क्यों रही है? Can this crown be conduct heat? Does this crown have shiny surface? Yes. What is this foil made up of? It is made up of aluminium. What is the pencil lead made up of? Carbon. Okay, so we will find out various different answers of different questions in this particular chapter. Very interesting chapter basically. Metals and non-metals, physical properties of metals and non-metals. You can see chemical properties of metals and non-metals we will also study. This shining is a physical property of metal basically, that is known as luster, and we will study about this in detail. So let's proceed. On the basis of the properties, elements are divided into two broad classes, metals and non-metals. Gold and aluminium are examples of metals, whereas diamond and graphite are examples of non-metals. Let's learn about the properties and uses of metals and non-metals in our chapter number 4. So the physical properties of metals and non-metals. In earlier video, I have also shared the videos earlier with you also. In that we studied about we did a comparison of the physical properties of metals and non-metals, similarly of comparison of chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical state. All metals are solid at room temperature. Room temperature is 20 to 23 degrees Celsius and crystalline in nature, except mercury exists in liquid state at room temperature. Now, the question can be asked straightforward from you. Name a metal that is liquid at room temperature. Okay. Okay, so its answer will be mercury. Almost all known metals are solid or gases. Got it? The first difference on the basis of physical state, maximum metals are solid at room temperature. Exception is mercury, and all known metals are solid and gases. Bromine is the only uh, known metal that exists in liquid state. Got it? Bromine, Br. Okay, luster. Next physical property is metal have luster. Luster means shining, means chamak. Okay, metal have luster, that is the ability to shine and to reflect light. Metals can be polished. For example, gold, silver and platinum are used for making jewelry. Metals can be polished. For examples, gold, silver and platinum are used for making jewelry. All known metals lack luster. They are non-lustrous. They have dull appearance. They cannot be polished. Got it? Exception iodine and graphite, a form of carbon, show some luster. Got it, dear students? So the second difference is on the basis of luster. metals and non-metals can be easily differentiated. Next thing is, or the next criteria, or the next physical property is hardness. Most metals are hard, but but for example, sodium and potassium, they are soft. They can easily be cut with a knife. Generally, non-metals are soft. Okay, most of the non-metals are soft, but the diamond is a form of carbon, which is the hardest substance known. Got it? Everywhere we generally hear this word, everywhere there is exception. So the same is case with the metals and non-metals also. Let's move further. Density. On the basic density, basically you need to understand mass upon volume. Okay, I have earlier also discussed by considering the situation of your classroom. Considering the situation of your classroom, if you are having 30 students in your classroom, and at the same time if you are having 60 students in the same classroom, so the mass will be more and the size of the room will remain same. So the mass will be more will be the density, means more closer will be the particles. Metals have high density, only sodium and potassium are exception. Okay, and non-metals, they have low density as compared to the metals. Got it? As compared to the metals. Color, most metals are white or silver gray in color. Got it? Most metals are white or silver gray in color. Exception, gold is yellow, copper is reddish brown in color. Okay, some non-metals are colored whereas some are non-colored. Example, bromine is a brown. Bromine is brown. Liquid iodine is a violet solid, while nitrogen and oxygen are colorless gases. Nitrogen and oxygen are colorless gases. Okay, let's move further. Let's compare some other characteristics also. Malleability. Malleability is the next property. Malleability means they can be easily beaten and converted into thin sheets. Can be easily the property by which the metals can easily be beaten into thin sheets and is known as malleability, and the metals those shows this property as known as malleable. Most metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Most metals are malleable or foil. Gold and silver are the most malleable metals known. Gold and silver are the most malleable metal known. On the other hand, other metals can be beaten into sheets are iron, aluminium, tin and copper. Tin and copper, non-metals, they do generally do not show the properties of malleability, so they cannot be converted into thin sheets. Okay, ductility, another property of on the basis of which we can classify metals and non-metals. The property by virtue of which metals can be drawn into thin wires. Copper is an example of this. Thin wires is known as ductility. Most metals can easily be drawn into thin wires. Gold and silver are the most ductile metals known. Gold and silver are the most ductile metals known. Other metals that can be drawn into thin wires are aluminium, tungsten and copper. Non-metals are brittle, so they do not show the property of ductility. Okay, next criteria is thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity. Thermal means heat, whether they are conductor of heat or not. Metals are good conductor of heat, that is they allow the heat to pass through them. Metals are good conductor of heat, they can easily allow the heat to pass through them. They are used in making heating vessels, utensils and boilers in industries. Silver is the best conductor of heat, followed by copper. Got it? Non-metals are poor conductors of heat, therefore they are used as insulator. Many non-metals are used in handles of cooker and pans. Okay. Diamond, a form of carbon, is a good conductor of heat. Got it? Good conductor of heat. Next criteria is electrical conductivity. Metals are good conductor of electricity as they allow the electric current to pass through them. Therefore, metals are widely used for making electrical wires and cables. Non-metals are poor conductor of electricity. Graphite is an example of conductor of heat. Still, it is an exception. Okay. You can see the activity to show the metals and graphite are good conductor of electricity and non-metals are poor conductors. Okay, very simple activity to show. On the basis you can easily prove that the metals are good conductor, as well as the exception graphite is also a conductor. Graphite is basically filled inside the cell or the battery which is used over there in this particular activity. Sonority is another criteria or physical property on the basis of metals and non-metals can be easily differentiated. So the property by virtue of which metals can produce a ringing sound when struck with a hard object is called sonority, and the object that shows this property is called sonorous. Okay, so metals are sonorous. Okay, therefore they are used to make objects such as bells. Non-metals produce very dull sound when struck with a hard object, so they are non-sonorous. Okay, so now let's check out what we learned till now. Metals are okay. Let's check out and our knowledge and fill in the blank on the basis what we learned till now. Metals are malleable, which means they can be beaten into thin sheets. In the first fill in the blank, we will fill out malleable. Second is metals are ductile, which means they can be drawn into wires. They can be drawn into wires. In second fill in the blank, we will fill out ductile. And third, all metals are solid at room temperature except mercury. Got it? Non-metals are generally bad conductors of electricity. Bad conductors of electricity. In the last one, we will fill out is a non-metal that exists as a liquid at room temperature. In the fifth one, we will fill out bromine is a non-metal that exists as liquid at room temperature. So in the first fill in the blank it is malleable, in second one it is ductile, in third one it is mercury, in fourth one bad conductor. Okay, bad will be the fill in the blank filled over there. In the fifth one bromine will be filled over there. Got it, dear students? So in our next class we will study about the various chemical properties of both metals and non-metals. Till then, dear students, do one thing, compare form a table on the basis of the physical properties of metals and non-metals, so that you can easily understand them and you can separate out them easily. Okay, dear students, goodbye, take care.